Hello from the deck of Norwegian Epic, NCL Epic. We have crossed the Atlantic and we were heading for the island of St. Thomas tomorrow, but I was having a bit of a day nap and Captain Marco came through the central system to say that there is a tropical storm over St. Thomas, so they didn't want to put the boat, the passengers and the crew in danger. So we've actually changed the plans and we are going to Antigua tomorrow instead of St. Thomas. So our shore excursions will be automatically reimbursed to our stateroom account, and the shore excursion team will be very busy at the moment, working on some shore excursion options for us and Antigua at short notice. And the other thing is the people who have independent travel plans. Captain Marco said that there is staff available in the atrium to assist with contacting shore providers. So that's really a great service, because nobody deliberately wants to miss a cruise port. So I don't think you can see if those clouds can actually, they're quite amazing. So this is just the flexibility that you have to deal with while cruising. Sometimes plans don't work out, but the important part is for the safety of everybody. So I'll see what happens tomorrow in Antigua. Good morning. So we're a few kilometres just off Antigua. I think you can see it there in the distance. The other thing you might be able to hear behind me is all the rainwater rushing down the rain pipe there on our balcony. So we are not going to St. Martin because of the tropical storm. So we appear to be just coming onto this island just with a regular storm, a regular rain shower. So we're just making the assessment whether we go on land today. It's not going to be an issue for me. A 15-minute walk to the town and just through the town, it's just going to make it a little bit miserable and uncomfortable. I can just see another little island just little island just there, and we are coming in at the same time. Looks to be a ferry or something like that. So let's see what today brings. 10 minutes later, almost looks like a completely different day. Patch of blue sky up there. We can actually see the island now. Just looking over there, that looks to be a very spectacular white beach with beautiful houses on it. Little rocky outcrop just here. The central mountain does look to be still covered in mist. Coming into the port of St. John and Antigua, and just looking over this way, you can catch a little glimpse of a rainbow from that storm that we just came through. So maybe the day is going to turn out to be a little better than I anticipated. This is the first time Norwegian Epic has come to Antigua. But clearly this TUI boat, which I cannot read its name backwards there, let me have a look, Marella Explorer, has clearly been here before because she's zooming in really, really quickly. I think this little town is going to be overwhelmed. Yeah, just waving at our tourist visitors here. Nice balconies. So we've managed to get off the boat and we're actually at Radcliffe Quay, and we're just doing the gauntlet of all the taxi drivers wanting to take us to beaches. But the skies still don't look reasonable, so we'll just continue on and probably go, maybe try and find the church and go and find the straw market or something like that, just to get out of this little bit of a touristico area. So let's see what the rest of the next 100 meters tells us. So we've come into a local pharmacy because my travel buddy just needed to see if they can get antibiotics across the counter for a chest infection, and just browsing the very empty shelves here. And what we have in the pharmacy is we have a liquor section, which is pretty good, and we've got some general hygiene sections here. All prices are in EC dollars, East Caribbean dollars. And not only in the pharmacy, we have some pet products as well. Oh, isopropyl alcohol, so this is for our injuries. I wonder what the exchange rate, 50 Caribbean dollars for some pressed pork luncheon meat. So what we've managed to do is we've actually paid for $8 for some amoxicillin, and they only do a transaction fee that is over $10 US. So we had to buy some Mentos. So then we get the receipt here, and we go back to the pharmacy gentleman and he will dispense it for us. So there's our process of how to get over-the-counter antibiotics in Antigua. One thing I'm making an observation with so far is the women wear absolutely amazing head wraps. The lady behind me has this very tall one. Maybe she has a lot of hair underneath that. That is just superb. But we've moved out of the tourist area into the more traditional just shopping area, so we're going to have an explore now. So when I was orientating myself to the map, I noticed a street called Market Street, and I thought that would be an interesting street to walk down, one because of the name, and two, at the end of it was a triangular area where the market was. So I'm just going to walk down a few blocks in this very traditional part of town where it's not that clean, angular tourist area. It's very rough and organic. Looking down into the little shops down here, it's just very interesting. So we just wandered into this lovely shop called Shaz, and we're looking at the wig caps and the braidables, so Jamaican braids, and these are synthetic braids, and there's a whole range of different products in this store. So we've just chosen to come down some side streets and just to have a look at the interesting coloured buildings, but the one that attracted our attention from the top of the street turns out to be a sex shop. So it's probably one that Neverland that Michael Jackson had never really thought about, but yeah, Neverland and the sex shop. So there's a little cute little pink one across the street, and this one here, the Cultural Development Division. A very strongly painted tongue and groove building. Very interesting. So Antigua was a former British colony, and it had gained independence in the 1980s, and it's my understanding that there's about 80,000 residents on the island, which is an island situated in the Lesser Antilles. Very tropical, well, clearly because we're in the Caribbean. Just an amazing space. So I suspect the town is a little overwhelmed with two boats coming in today, but we'll just continue walking and see what we can find. Into the back streets here of just off Market Street. I think this is Nevis Street, and I've just come across this sign, and this medical centre does a lot of interesting stuff. It does some paternity testing as well as allergy testing, urinalysis, so that's pretty important as well. And so not only does it do pregnancy, it does paternity, so I think that's a great combination of services to provide. So just continuing down Market Street here, and we can just see the buildings are these tongue and groove buildings with painted, just beautifully painted, just superb. Someone's clearly driving past with their music blaring. So we're just walking still down here on Market Street, passing Luis's General Store, and he's got some good Rasta music happening there. He's selling anything from push bikes to chairs to anything. Lots of noise, lots of activity happening here. So we've just wandered up Market Street and we've come across this very interesting statue, and this is of Sir Vere Cornwall Bird, Antigua Barbuda national hero. So we should investigate what VC Bird did to make this him a national hero. So we're here in the food market, and you can see how it must be in the past or on certain days a very vibrant place. High ceilings, interesting smells, different vending stalls. Some woman asked us for $1 to take a photo. That's not going to happen. And there's a sign going through a craft market, so we'll just wander through this space and see what's at the next space and then head back to the boat. So in the space that says it's a craft market, there are little shops, little stalls, predominantly people, tailors, crocheting, different products, and some just general souvenir knickknacks with I Love Antigua and a lot of the Rastafarian colours. Some general knickknacks and stuff, really quite sweet. Glass collection. And they have souvenir shot glasses, which is always very good. At the little craft market, we purchased some products from a lady, and she was explaining that when the storm came last year, it actually hit Barbuda more, and her sister's place was completely wiped out, where the buildings here are a lot stronger, and only one person died during that particular storm. So we're just in the middle of Market Street again. It's just a very vibrant place. I'm in St John, downtown Antigua, and I've just spotted some pretty amazing shoes in this store just here. Don't know if that vision will give it as much justice, as they look pretty dangerous. So we've just walked back into the Heritage Quay area, which is the marketing, merchandising, Diamonds International, Tanzanite space. That's attached to most cruise terminals, so we'll actually head back to the boat. I feel really comfortable with the fact we went down to the markets and found a local and engaged her in conversation and had a really nice few minutes and spent our money somewhere that's not just in the commercial district. So each to their own when it comes to using their tourist dollar, spending their tourist dollar, but I try to distribute it to the locals.